Welcome back, guys. 'Tis the season for some rich, indulgent holiday food. So today we are going to be making mac and cheese. That's right. And this mac and cheese recipe is bomb. Quick confession. A couple of years ago, I hosted Thanksgiving. I made some really dry, not cheesy enough mac and cheese. And my poor family, they ate it and they said it was delicious. They was lying. But if you make this recipe, you won't have to go through that. When your family says they love it, they're really going to be telling the truth. So you're going to start off by preparing your pasta according to the package instructions. You want to use 16 ounces of elbow pasta. So while our pasta is cooking, we're going to go ahead and get our roux started in a non-stick pot. Yes, this recipe calls for a roux, but don't shy away from it. It's really simple and easy. I promise it doesn't take a lot of time to come together. What you need is to melt down half a stick of butter. And then once that gets all nice and melty, we're going to add in a quarter cup of all-purpose flour. Whisking this constantly to get out any small lumps and make sure this doesn't burn to the bottom of your pan. And you're just going to cook it for a couple of minutes until it gets nice and bubbly and it no longer smells like raw flour. Next, we're going to add in 4 cups of whole milk. You can mix and match if you don't have whole milk. If you have some 2% milk, but you got some half and half or some heavy cream or, but you do need some fat in whatever liquid you have. So if you have skim milk or something like that, then you need to mix that with some heavy cream or half and half. Today, what I used was 2 cups of 2% milk and 2 cups of half and half. But like I said, you can do 4 cups of whole milk and that will simplify things. And you want to whisk, get all those lumps out so your roux can be nice and smooth. Okay, next I'm going to start seasoning my cheese mixture. The first thing you see me add is a chicken bouillon cube, and then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of yellow mustard. At this part of the recipe, I usually don't measure anything. I just kind of start tossing stuff in. I'll put some measurements on the screen for you guys as a blueprint for you to go by, but I'm just going to add in some things. Like I said, the chicken bouillon cube, about a tablespoon of mustard, and then we really going to season this thing up. We're going to put up some garlic powder, some onion powder, some seasoned salt, some black pepper, a little bit of smoked paprika. We want this macaroni and cheese to be well seasoned. Now you can turn the heat down on your pot a little bit because we are going to add the cheese, and you do not want your cheese to start burning to the bottom of the pot. What you need is 24 ounces of cheese. So I did 16 ounces of sharp cheddar and 8 ounces of smoked Gouda. I would say do 16 ounces of cheddar for your recipe, and then your other 8 ounces you can mix and match whatever you want to do. If you want to do Gouda, if you want to do havarti, just use whatever you think is going to make a great flavor. But I like to use 16 ounces of cheddar and 8 ounces of smoked Gouda. I'm going to melt that down, get it nice and melty, and now it's time to add it to the pasta. So here we have our 16 ounces of cooked and drained pasta. And we're going to take 1 large egg and mix that in and get all the pasta well coated with the egg. Then we'll mix in our cheese mixture, and we're going to top everything off with another 8 ounces of shredded sharp cheddar. Might be worth noting that I am using a 9x13 pan. If you only have an 8x8 pan, you will need to have 2 of those to fill up for this recipe, because it's going to be too much for an 8x8 pan. This goes in a 400-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. If you like a really brown, crispy, cheesy crust on top, you can even broil it for the last 2 or 3 minutes. But this is how it comes out looking. So good, so delicious. Your family is gonna love this for the holiday. I'd love for you to make it and then come back and write a comment. Tell me how it turned out, any kind of changes or different spin you put on it. Ooh, look at it, it's bubbling. But yeah, come back and tell me how it turned out, and did your family like it, and would you try this recipe again? All right, y'all, thanks for joining me. Make sure you come back next Wednesday. We're going to be back on our regular schedule of having new videos every Wednesday, and you don't want to miss the holiday recipes that are coming up. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified as soon as my next video drops. See you next Wednesday.